There, both teams should be established based on the tags, so that's what we're dealing with here. But let's go straight into the maps for everybody to get ready to go. It's the staple of tower control: Inkblood, our Academy tower control, Scorch Gorge, Clan Blitz, Mako Zones will be the finisher for this second set. Quill, I rapid fired everything. What are your thoughts coming into this round 2?
Personally, I'm really curious to see how each team is gonna play out because, you know, I've heard of the Slam Blitzers, but High Voltage is a new team to me personally. I mean, I think I recognize at least one or two of the players, but otherwise, I'm just curious, frankly. I mean, what can happen? Tower Control Inkblood Art Academy is a pretty staple tower control map, and I want to see what AoE weapons that they're gonna bring because you need AoE for tower control. And frankly, I mean, what's going to be picked? Maybe we'll see something niche, maybe we'll see something new, but frankly, all I know is it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, and yeah, this should be a very high-powered matchup, I like to say here for both the teams that we got. Just going to quickly try to dig up what we got record-wise for the teams here. Slam Blitzers currently 0-1, and High Voltage also 0-1 as well for both these teams. So both teams looking to be on the board to get this show on the road. Slam Blitzers, by the way, going to be on the Alpha side. Your High Voltage is going to be on Bravo side. Taking a look at the weapons, Tri-Stringer Enthusiasts, be happy. It's making an appearance, but otherwise, what do you see here, Quill?
Oh my goodness, this is gonna be so interesting because we see double strikes from the side of the Slam Blitzers. We see the Carbon Roller, which is something that usually isn't on tower control, but something interesting. We see Jason on that bucket, already getting poked by the brush. I do like the coolerless playstyle coming out from High Voltage, something that you really don't see. And the Tri-Stringer as well, as you pointed out earlier, Con, is really gonna be a fun little thing, and that might make this Carbon Roller's life a little more difficult with the Killer Whale and all the chip damage it can deal out. As we see the trade coming out on top of that stack, as we're 3-2 right now, as Voltage takes the tower, as Frenzy is just moving in with that rush, and just putting so much pressure in their bats already.
Yeah, already there is so much pressure into the bats to the point where the first checkpoint not only cleared out, their High Voltage is still very much in their base, but they're looking to be punished here in just a few quick moments. Their brush goes down on top of it, and they're just gonna have to back off for just a bit more, just to only build themselves some space. Find themselves a little bit more time. They do clear out 3 members out of there. It's gonna be the checkpoint once again being pursued here on the second side. Eden's gonna be the one riding this one. Putty gonna be trying to be in position, trying to use the rail to their liking, but ultimately holding off there. And so far, right out of the gate, this the rest of High Voltage is basically making their way through, already deep into their base, trying to collapse all of them. It's 3 down. This is looking really solid right now for High Voltage here, Quill.
Oh, absolutely. You can see the players of High Voltage are currently in a frenzy, for lack of a better term, as they just keep beating down the players of Slam Blitzers, as it's just that Carbon. Look, getting the tower pick. That was a really good shark there from damage, as we see them just try and hold it off, but no, the tower's taken once again with Types, taking them out, as there's a bit of a struggle, but the players of Slam Blitzers finally take control of that tower, as Putty is made to retreat with Eden trying to shark and get maybe 1 or 2 lucky picks, as we see Mikey getting close. Is Eden gonna get that pick? No, Mikey takes them out.
Yeah, I like the idea that they had with the sharking attempt. They're just great patience overall from the Slam Blitzers, or excuse me, from the Slam Blitzers there. But you do get collapse on 3 down. But more importantly, because this is tower control, the tower resets once more. They will have to just fight their way back to the third checkpoint. They're gonna just look for that KO, which is looking really likely here. The rest of the team takes 3 members out of that entire picture. Jason, the only one that is still trying to defend the base with all their might. Card Roller, by the way, is gonna go down on top of it. Putty in great position, takes 1 member out. Jason's down on top of it. This Tri-Stringer gets 2 right away. Could be looking for the 3rd, but has to escape from the other side. That's 2 crucial picks that pretty much builds up the space that High Voltage needs. And this tower is pretty much stuck between checkpoint 2 and that was once there as well.
Yeah, Tri-Stringer fans unite, as we see that they just keep exerting so much pressure and getting so many incredible picks, even winning some up-close 1v1s, as the pressure is not stopping with damage on the tower, however. As the question is currently a 1v1 going on, but Type comes and makes it a 2v1, as we see the Carbon going down. The players on the side of High Voltage have just had the Slam Blitzers and a non-stop stagger this whole game. However, we see, yep, and there it goes again with 3 going down on the side of the Slam Blitzers. It looks like that's going to be game right here, as they're left at 2 points left. God.
I'll cover you real quickly here, but it looks like that should be the game coming up here. There is now no defense whatsoever. I was wondering what the trip strike usage was there for, because normally you would see the trip strike trying to secure the tower all the way home in that situation. But nevertheless, the result, it does end in a KO to get the show on the road. High Voltage takes game 1 here in this second set, and pretty much what it was very much High Voltage's game from start to finish.
Oh yes, indeed. Really, in an orthodox comp, usually the only painting weapon that they had out there was the T-Tech, I believe, and having that brush and the wiper, they could just put up so much offensive skirmishy pressure that you're running circles around the enemy. And the Tri-Stringer as well, while kind of a niche pick, it's able to just zone out pretty well and establish a lot of chip damage that basically every weapon on the team can take advantage of. And now it's just, you have to, if you're Slam Blitzers, you need to find out how to fight this. How do you want to go about fighting a team like this? Because they're going to just constantly engage in these 1v1s and force you to take fights with them. How do you win those? And how do you ensure that you are all alive to move up?
With what you saw from the Slam Blitzers, especially with them being stuck in a stagger position, with the way their comp was originally set up, with Scorch Guard Clam Blitz being obviously different map mode, would that help their cause, or would they still have to figure out the puzzle first?
I feel like they might have to figure this out still, because Clam Blitz is really one of the strengths for Voltage. Was, again, it's the brush and the wiper, and this map and this mode is really good for both of those weapons. So I feel like they're gonna have to make an adjustment, and it's not going to be just the map or mode that saves them here.
Yeah, and that's gonna be the ultimate question: is if the Slam Blitzers can find a response. Again, rough map 1 for the groups. They're gonna have to look for the rebound here and see if they can make this one count. If I'm not mistaken here, I think there's very minimal weapon changes, if any, there between both these teams. It looks like it's gonna be as similar as we can get from map number 1.
Yeah, we really see no major changes except, no wait, we do see a change. I believe there's now a shot on the side of...
That's what I thought from the Slam Blitzers.
Yeah, on the side of Slam Blitzers. I believe that's a change, I'm not sure, but we do see double splatter shot coming out. There's 2 different types. We see Eden just trying to make some pushes. As again, it's just High Voltage just keeping up the offensive pressure as the players of hammer throw moment. But you just see constant pressure coming out from High Voltage.
Yeah, and this exact thing, which is just similar to what we saw from set number 1, is the team is just willing to move forward, and the rest of Slam Blitzers are basically a few steps behind to make that one count. Which, for the record, already 2 power clams in to cut this halfway through into the score. Frenzy's already on the other side, not able to catch on the clams, surprisingly enough, and it is going to be the very backup. Slam Blitzers do hold off that push for a little bit longer. What a strong opening push, though, already cutting the point range to halfway, and High Voltage is pretty much continuing that now-tough progression that we kept alluding to.
48 is such a deep cut on this map, especially in Clam Blitz. You have to put in so many clam baskets in, but you can't score if Frenzy's behind you, getting constant picks. So there's Jason trying to track down that pesky little brush with Putty and Frenzy both being up there. It's just non-stop pressure as another clam goes in. It's just, they won't let up. They will not give Slam Blitzers a chance to breathe as the score might tick down. 48 with only 6 penalty. Are they going to get anything in? Yes, we see the penalties start to go away. 49, 44, 35. We see that number just slowly get lower and lower as eventually they're forced to retreat. A really smart choice to retreat there too, as they were losing the numbers battle there.
Losing the numbers advantage is one thing, but that push was also... But that push also got what it needed to do with cashing in all the clams that they needed. Now they realize, all right, there's not enough. We don't have enough clams to even continue the push, even if we wanted to keep that aggression going. Which that's what we saw right away. And the Slam Blitzers are still stuck into the stagger that here. Members once again going down. They're having to constantly retreat back, trying to give themselves the space that they need. Just try to find any sort of advantages that they have. But we're seeing High Voltage effectively just run circles around them. Maybe the pick from Mikey could help there as they take out Eden, who has been delivering so much value with just that stamp and the wiper alone. Zuga's being fired on the Frenzy. That's target number 1. That's what the Slam Blitzers wanted to eliminate there, as Frenzy was giving them a lot of problems. But even with that pick, where does it lead to next? Type has to retreat here as well. High Voltage, they're still keeping up with a lot of turn advantage that we're seeing right away. Slam Blitzers are just trying to get any ground as much as they can.
Yeah, the thing is, Slam Blitzers, they just keep having their cooler weapon go down, and you can't do anything into this team without having that quicker respawn. However, we finally see them starting to move up. They still only have like they have one power clamp in their hands. However, they do have one in the bag. I did just say that, and then they died. Commentators curse. But we do see Jason being able to take some really good picks and being more of an anchor here, letting their teammates jump in, taking out that hammer as well. That might be a really big pick and finally enable the players of Slam Blitzers to get into the base.
One of the trickiest things you're gonna have here if you're using an Ultra Stamp is because of all the recent changes for the Ultra Stamp, however many patches ago, makes it so much easier for the enemy team to just fire right in front of you, and you can just go down like that. So just going down in a straight line got them picked off very quickly there. As this is now the first punch right away, they catch it on both power clams. That's what they wanted so far. They're gonna have to retreat here, as it is gonna be a stagger 3. The cooler's actually dished out right in front, so they're having to rely on the jumps to pick up the sodas in, and even so, the barrier does go back up. That's already points down. That's already points down. It gives themselves a little bit more cushion to see if they can continue to be a little bit more aggressive. They're gonna need a little bit more here as well.
Yeah, I do believe that there is a way for the Slam Blitzers to fully turn it around. They got that push up way better than they did last game. They have the pieces in place. They need to just properly put them together. And it's all up to whether or not they just get the perfect amount of picks and special outputs, but it doesn't look like that's the case, as it looks like the players on High Voltage are going to score once again with Frenzy with 7 clams, looking for an 8th clam to maybe try to skip up as the Power Clam jumps in.
The Power Clam just gonna jump in, and that just seals it entirely. To the big there was just a pathway carved out somehow, and even able to maneuver through, able to swim through it on top just to avoid going down, just pretty much steal the end of it for High Voltage. The second KO in this second set already. It is going to be a 2-0 set victory, but of course it's play all 3 salvage mode time for the Slam Blitzers, and Slam Blitzers. Almost a chance for them to come back, but just got the door slammed shut on them with that powerful push at the end there, Quill.
Yeah, they just need to have proper response to the brush and the wiper, because those 2 weapons will just keep taking you down, and the only midline they really had was the heavy edit. But I don't know, maybe they might just need to bring another midline into this, maybe a bucket, especially for Zone's Mako, because I do know instead running a bucket here is very, very strong, and it can complement the carbon that they have really well. So I'm curious to see what adjustments they'll make to try and just take one game off of this impenetrable High Voltage team.
And this High Voltage team has been running circles around them. Again, the second map this time, the other team, Slam Blitzers finally get a score, but it felt like High Voltage was once again setting the pace for them. Feels like for the Slam Blitzers, though, Quill, as they already know they're gonna have the 0-2 set record. Excuse me, but what do you think they're gonna have to do for the third map in this playoff 3, just to at least get something on the board, and at least and hopefully get that translated into the third round coming up?
Yeah, well, we did see that game 2 went better for them than that game 1. So if I'm on the Slam Blitzers, I don't feel horrible. Because, hey, look, we got something on the board. We had a decent push. We were able to defend a couple times. So it's clear, like, there's something here that works, right? There's something that we can do. We just have to optimize it. There's still hope. Like, it wasn't domination. We got this. There's something to do. We know what adjustment to make. And I hope that they make this adjustment, because they were so close last game. Just the 1 or 2 plays that messed up cost them that game. And I'm so excited to see what they bring to Mako here.
One of the things I'm also going to allude to as well, because you know the 1 or 2 plays that happened. Frenzy Splat Bomb taking out, I believe, the Carbon Roller, or taking out another member, excuse me, from the Slam Blitzers. Almost just made it so that they were stuck in a really critical stagger position. So let's see what the adjustments they have. Slam Blitzers decide, all right, let's just throw different weapons here and hope that we can get some of them to stick. It's the Nautilus with the triple splash and the pencil this go around, and the splash. 3 weapons now on the side of Slam Blitzers that were swapped off.
Oh yes, I feel like the Nautilus is actually a really great move, because Naut is just able to handle the brush and the wiper really well. As we see, they do have opening zone control, and like I said, the brush goes down with damage, just able to exert a lot of distance pressure, only to go down with an unfortunate wiper pincer. That was a really good play from Eden, as they start to take the lead with painting for a hammer, but they have a crab online on the side of Slam Blitzers, so they're not out of the clear yet.
Yeah, the big thing you're gonna be curious to curious here about is if that crab can provide a lot of value there, and also how do you shut down the double skirmishers there in Eden and the brush on top of it as well, as the rest of Slam Blitzers are still trying to look for answers right away. T-Tech is going to go down. There is that wheel that was popped off there from Putty on high voltages, and they at least force penalty points at the very least on high voltages end. That's at least a little bit of a victory there, but the zone's stuck in neutral for about a few more seconds. High voltage will get that one back. Can Putty take out Jason? Yes, they will. They are having to defend this left stack though, which is going to give up a little bit more ground, but so far things are looking a little bit better here for the Slam Blitzers.
Yeah, we do see that Nautilus is being able to take down both the brush and the pencil not the pencil, both the brush and the wiper really effectively, but just one weapon doing that isn't enough when you have all of them just coming back so quickly. However, the splashdown takes out Frenzy. It's a 2-down situation to the side of high voltage, and we see 3 down now. It's just the wiper as they finally get control of zone again with damage positioned really well on that stack, but the hammer comes out from Eden 2!
How did Eden just find an opening from the right stack? Digital the Ultra Slam provides the biggest jump scare you could probably give to the Slam Blitzers for any chance that they had with that push going. The zone stuck in a neutral state there. There's a lot of pain being dished out there from high voltage, and that's a great play from Eden to at least stop any chances of that push from getting out of control. And now Slam Blitzers having to reset here just a few much further. Frenzy is going to go down. They're looking to just try to find value on top of it, but this is looking to be a slightly better response so far. Slam Blitzers is still trading zones, but high voltage, of course, the team that has been playing very well in this set, is still keeping this one pretty tight. They're trying to defend this with all their might, but this has been a very messy fight, and high voltage will come on top of with the delayed 3 down.
We keep seeing Eden just playing off of their teammates so well, using that hammer again, getting that double, and also just playing around the specials. We can see how massively they're just hiding from the crab, making sure it gets no value as it threatens to rush it once it's done. And we see that happen with Jason being taken out right out of the crab. We're out of penalty zone here, and now we're going into raw points. And if I'm on the Slam Blitzers, I only have one more opportunity to push, but I might not have that for long as my teammates keep going down as Eden is in our spawn plat.
It's Eden's show this time. Eden and Frenzy delivering the duo show of a lifetime, but they left the zone available for the taking for the Slam Blitzers. But the duel of Eden and Frenzy has just been causing so many headaches there for the Slam Blitzers. It's really showing a testament to how much value they're just getting out of these picks and just surprising the Slam Blitzers whichever way around. Whether they're just trying to skirmish against them or just trying to see if they can find any value. Which we call out Frenzy's name as part of that duel, already taking out Surimi. On top of it, there's that whale, and that is a wipeout with Frenzy getting 2 of them and Eden setting up with the Ultra Stamp. High voltage is just playing masterfully right now.
High voltage's gameplay with the wiper and the brush is a reason why some off-meta teams at all levels have been playing both of those together, because it's such a powerful, intimidating, skirmishy combo, as we are once again getting out of the penalty territory, as we have 17 clocks on the count, 2 down on the side of high voltage. This might be the last chance for the Slam Blitzers to keep them in this game, and they keep in it. They're chewing away their own penalty points now. 32 penalty is slapped on to high voltage.
32 penalty points are applied to high voltage, but Slam Blitzers' time is not on their side here with 45 seconds left. High voltage, really just any stop for them is going to be just enough. There is an Ultra Stamp that is just readily available. Now they're just trying to roar from the other side, but Frenzy's going to be the one to set that one up, and Eden follows it up with another slam home onto Surimi, who is the pencil player on top of it. Jason, they know where Jason is, lurking them from the other side, and that will be the splash going down. Now 2 members are going to get the staggered respawns here. Penalty points cleared out on top of it. Frenzy and Eden now looking at the left-hand side with Putty and Type trying to surround the right, and they do lose Eden. This is now desperation painting territory here, but they lose 2, they lose 3, and Frenzy with the triple shuts the door home for the Slam Blitzers to crawl back, and high voltage will take this one home with a 3-0, all of them being KOs.
It was now or never for the Slam Blitzers, but Frenzy just said, nah, you know what? I'm just gonna kill all of you. That was impressive. Just seeing the gameplay between Eden and Frenzy was so amazing, and having Typh and Putty just keep churning out paint and ensuring zone control. It was really just an amazing balance between their players. It was just a fun game to watch. And we kept seeing the Slam Blitzers get so close. Each game kept getting closer. There were times where it looked like they might be able to hold this, but it was just not enough. good job to both of them, because even though it was a 3-0 sweep in favor